What's up? Tim Sykes here. This is the single craziest market that I have seen in years. If you are not profiting, I hope you are learning. If you are not learning, you are a fool because there are so many plays that are fitting my patterns. It's unreal. Let me go over them all. First, let me tell you about this. I made roughly $2,000 today on SUNW and KURA. Did not time either of them perfectly. That's just an example of some opportunity today. First, I got to tell you about this. The Trader and Investor Summit, the early bird ends today. $297 for the first 200 people who register. I think we have like 2 or 3 seats left. That's it. And then the prices go up. You know, this is going to be 3 days in September. With me, Superman, Tim Grattani, Tim Bowen, Michael Good, Kunal, Triforce, so many more. We haven't even announced yet. 3 days of live trading. Everyone loves it. It's going to be in Orlando. Really excited for that. But the prices go up after today. So if you want to see me and other millionaire traders trade live in person and learn over the weekend, I highly suggest you go there. It's traderandinvestorsummit.com. Also, this is, I had to tweet this because this is the single best market to trade. These are just some examples today, and I'm filming this at 10:42 a.m. Eastern. So the market has been open for a little over an hour, and there are so many plays. I really want you to understand that. I missed actually quite a few of them. The first one I missed was MGT. I was trying to buy the spike right in here at the market open. I put my limit at 360 and it blew through it too quickly. Actually, it turned out to be a good thing because the spike was very quick. This happens. You have to be prepared. I want to give props to some students who did nail it. I guess there was a tweet. I'm copying and pasting stuff from tweets. Varun banked on OPTT. Jay Chengster banked on OPTT. Oh, okay, here's Jacob. He made 1,200 on MGT. So Jacob was quick enough. I wasn't. This was the first spike. Then OPTT has been really spiking, and it just keeps going from the 4s to the 7s now. The key on this one was that it spiked yesterday. So, everyone's asking me, how do you find the hottest stocks? Well, I'm always looking at the big percent gainers from the day before. The day before is the single best indicator. I'm working on a new DVD called Trader Checklist. You will see all of my 7 main indicators, but the day before is what I really care about because it shows that this stock is in play. And this stock has previously failed to hold its spikes, for several years now. It had a spike here, failed, spike here, failed, spike here, failed, spike here, failed, and now it's actually doing pretty well. So don't ever count anything out in this market. Normally I say, okay, if a stock has a lot of failed spikes, it's probably going to fail again. Well, in this market, you can be a little more aggressive. And how do you know if the spike is going to fail or not? Well, you never really do. It was actually opening down, but if you buy the breakout of the day high, and I missed my execution on this one, it was spiking too fast. The pre-market high was 479 right here, goes to 510. I was actually trying to buy it right in here at 515. On a few different breakouts, but frankly, I did not think, I didn't know, or I didn't think that it was going to go to 7, or else I would have chased it. But you always have to be careful about chasing. When I was trying to buy it here at 515, it was already up from, the mid-4s, so it's already up nearly $1 a share. You can try and dip buy, too. That's been working well for me on some plays like SUNW. This one had a little failed morning spike today, but I was dip buying it yesterday in here in the 240s. So you had some opportunity. It got up to the 260s yesterday afternoon and today. So never be afraid to dip buy because that reduces your risk. And obviously, when you're dip buying, you don't know if it's going to come back. But again, if you have the right pattern, if you have the right news, it's not that hard. SUNW just won a massive contract with Amazon. And not massive in terms of dollar, volume right now, but potential. If they're going to start working with Amazon to make some of their fulfillment centers, solar, guess what? Amazon has a lot of fulfillment centers. This could be a big deal in the years going forward. So that's why I dip buy contract winners or earnings winners with good news. So SUNW, you know, I made roughly 1,000 on. OPTT though, I just missed out. So you can buy the breakout. Also, you know, buying the breakout is kind of tough, but also look at the 2-day breakout. Intraday breakouts are important, but so are multi-day breakouts. And here it had a nice breakout above 566. At this point, I'm not chasing. I wasn't even tempted to chase it in here in the 560s, but it did break 560 and go to 580. And then guess what? Look at this. It bounced again at 550-ish. It's not an exact science, okay? If you say, oh, the previous top was, what was the exact top yesterday? 566, okay? So yesterday it goes to 566, and then today it goes to 588, and then it comes down to 550. So some short sellers are thinking, oh, it's double topping in the 560 range. It's now 550. So the thing isn't breaking out. Well, guess what? In this market, especially on Fridays, you're damn wrong. Okay, you're damn wrong to short. And that's what causes the short squeeze of another $1.50 a share. So shorts are just bewildered right now. You'll see that they're very quiet in chat rooms and on social media because they are getting destroyed. Remember, I'm a short seller. I prefer short selling, but I also adapt to price action. And right now, price action, you have to be a fucking idiot to short sell these morning spikes, especially on Fridays, when we know that Friday is the single worst day for short selling. It's the single riskiest for these big short squeezes. OPTT had no news today, okay? And the stock has gone up nearly $3 a share. Why? It's a Friday short squeeze. I missed it. It's okay. Another one I missed, SPU. This was a big runner yesterday too. You can see the big morning spike. A lot of shorts got annihilated, and then some shorts are congratulating themselves. You know, they're like, oh, SPU, what a pile of junk. And it drops from 5.5 to 4.5. This is the toughest dollar a share to make, okay? Why not just think about this and switch? Look, $3 a share of upside very quickly. Or do you prefer trying to make $1 a share in a very choppy, very scary fashion? Short sellers, I really think they just like to suffer. You know, they have nasty attitudes and they're negative all the time. I really think they enjoy the suffering. I think a lot of short sellers should see psychologists. You know, I have a problem with getting too overly negative sometimes. Not today, because there's so many freaking plays, but sometimes in my past, I have been too negative, for which I apologize. I'm trying to have a better attitude, try to be nicer and more positive. But I really think it's because short sellers think that these stocks should never go up. And they literally think that anytime it goes up, oh, it must be a pump, it must be manipulation, it must be fraud. Well, guess what, guys? We're in a bull motherfucking market, okay? The stock market is hitting new highs. Let me just show you the S&P. We are hitting new highs every single day. So you can either get with the program and make money on these spikes, or you can be bitter little short selling trolls and not share your real name and not share anything real on social media and just attack those who are banking. It's your choice. I'm used to it, okay? I just want to point this out for a lot of you other guys who think that, you know, you should never buy any of these companies just because they have bad financials or whatever. Go with price action. Make money going up or going down. And right now, as I'm hopingly, you know, that I can show you the past few days, the past few weeks, the past few months, you see me buying more because that's where the opportunity is. Every now and then I short sell. And guess what? I've gotten squeezed on CETX and VMRI, both blatant pumps. So it's very scary to short sell right now. Yes, there is some money if you can short the exact top, but you know, this is just an example where you see the stock going up $3 a share, and this is all in the first hour of the trading day, mind you. And then, you know, all day long, you're not sure if it's going to respike to the highs or get squeezed. And as it turns out, you know, the next day is when you get squeezed. So imagine if you're shorting this here at 5:30, you see it coming down, you're like, oh, it's just going to fade out, it's just going to fade out. Well, right back. And now you're down 30 cents a share, and you wasted all day waiting for it to crack, and now you're squeezed on a Friday. I mean, there is some money to be made if you time it right, but it's just poor risk reward, as I talked about in a previous video lesson. So on this one, again, I missed my execution on this. It was too quick. I mean, this is all literally from 468 to 578, right? $1 a share, and this is 10:04 a.m. and this is 10:07 a.m. So this is 3 minutes, okay? This is why following alerts from me or anybody is useless. Never follow alerts from anybody. You have to learn to be able to predict these kinds of spikes and latch on and piggyback them. I was trying to buy this. I don't even remember what my limit order was, but it was just too fast, and I didn't want to chase it. But, you know, the breakout over the morning highs is 506. If you go back to yesterday, it's not a coincidence that right here the latest kind of midday bounce right at noon yesterday was around 506, 503. So when it breaks 5, that's a huge breakout. And then, you know, there is a breakout above 570, but it barely gets to, you know, 6. It's tough. I really like to buy, you know, breakouts not very far away from the breakout. So, you know, the mid-morning or the early morning, I don't even know anymore. The early morning spike highs right here were 486. Chasing it in the 5s, that's okay. But chasing in the 550s, 560s, even though you would have made money, that's tough. So I missed SPU, I missed OPTT, I missed MGT. I'm kind of pissed. CIDM is also there, and I missed this one. And this was all in a few minutes. You know, this was an earnings winner. I was trying to buy this in the 150s. And, you know, it's probably better that I didn't get executed because it went all the way up to the 190s, but then it came down. On this one, you have to be quick. You got to buy this breakout of 136, you know, the morning highs. And I know it's tough, it's quick, but you have to keep these stocks on your watch list. The chat room helps, okay? My chat room is the biggest chat room in the world for low price stocks. I'm very proud of that. We have sometimes 1,100, 1,200, 1,300 traders all talking about stocks that they're watching for potential trades. Again, never follow anybody's alerts, never follow anybody's picks. Try and use the stuff that's said in chat rooms to your advantage and say, hey, I'm going to watch this. Other traders are watching this. I'm going to watch this. Other traders are watching this. So I missed all of these. And at this point, I'm really kind of, you know, disappointed. I mean, SUNW was my overnight play. It didn't do much at the market open, so I got out. It did have a little bit of a delayed morning spike, but not much. You know, we're talking 10 cents a share. It's just, that's not volatile enough for me. The good news is I have a profit because I dip bought. So I knew that it was a speculative play, and I didn't want to chase it. I actually dip bought it twice now and had profits both times. So when you're not sure and when you know, want to have a better risk reward, you dip buy. That's my mentality, and that's why I miss plays like OPTT and MGT and SPU and CIDM, because there's no real opportunity to dip buy before the big spikes. So I've missed all of these at this point, and again, I'm used to missing stocks. I'd rather miss a stock than chase. It's not the end of the world. But here is what I did next, and this is why I'm so proud of myself today. Here is KURA. So KURA was a big runner yesterday, and it's been running, if you look at the daily chart, for several days now. Remember, today is a Friday, so shorts should be scared. Yesterday, it was a runner, so that's a very good indicator. The high yesterday was 560-ish, okay? So pre-market, it's down, and it closed at like, you know, 520-ish. So it's a little off the highs, but always look to see what the high was the previous day, because that is, you know, a key breakout level. Yes, you could have dip bought it in here in the 5s, but you have no idea if it's going to really spike big or not. You know, most of the time, aside from this market and aside from Fridays, if a stock spikes big on one day, you know, and the news isn't like truly great, it's not going to do much on day 2. This market is different. You can be more aggressive. So I have some students who are very confused. They're like, Tim, it's not a contract winner, it's not an earnings winner. Why are you buying it? Because in this market, speculative shit works. I chase strategies that work. And as you'll see in my upcoming Trader Checklist DVD, you know, there are various strategies. I can't make a DVD every week to kind of teach you about new strategies that are working. I hope that if you watch my DVDs, you learn that a trader has to adapt to current markets. Trading And teaching trading is not an exact science. You can't just say, I will only buy earnings winners and contract winners only. I will only do this. Well, but then you might miss a new strategy. You know, we saw billionaire plays were working a little while ago. Now, not so much. Right now, what's working are these morning spikes. So I just gave you a few examples. I missed them all. KURA, I nailed because I learned from my mistakes on the other ones. So KURA, you know, I'm watching it because it's a percent winner from yesterday. But did I put it on my watch list? I think I put it on my watch list. I don't even know. There's so many freaking stocks. So I'm watching it. Let me actually show you. Let's see, my commentary, because I want you to see exactly what I did here. Let me just look. Actually, I'll go to Tim Alerts. The Tim Alerts chat room is where my commentary is. Let's see. Okay, so this was my CI. So I'm typing this fast, so I mistakenly said CDIM. It's CIDM. I missed my buy at 140, but I won't chase. This has a history of failed spikes galore. And that is turned out to be 100% true because you had the spike and it failed. If I had bought it at 140 and, you know, it spiked up from, literally I was trying to buy it here at like 9:53 a.m. You know, the top was, and this was after a few minute halt, the top was 6 minutes later at 195. If I had bought it and let's say sold it at 196, I would have been accused of pumping the stock. I did not even get my buy executed. I did not send out an alert. This is how penny stocks move sometimes. So this is why I trade with a small account to try and teach you how to do this. You know, I know there are many, many chat rooms out there that take much bigger positions, okay? And they do pump because it's in their interest to have big trading profits. For me, my main business is teaching. And I don't say that to be ashamed or embarrassed. Oh, I'm a teacher. Those who can't teach. I teach because I love it. And I teach because I'm good at it. I have more millionaire students than anybody. But I want you to understand that when I'm buying a stock, it's not for the trading profits. Even if I make $500 or $1,000 on my small account, just sending out a text message to all of my students costs me roughly the same. And I'm donating all of my trading profits to charity on top of the now nearly 1.5 million that my How to Make Millions DVD has raised for charity. So don't you ever think that I'm trading for trading profits. I trade in order to teach. And if I had gotten this at 140, I would have alerted it. Since I didn't get it, I alerted that too. I'm trying to show you a realistic portrait of somebody with a small account. And now my $12,000 account is up to like 65 or 66,000. Anyway, so I missed CIDM and I said, don't be chasing it. It'll likely come all the way back down. Several chats have pumped it. And that's exactly true. This was this is roughly an hour ago. And I know some of you guys got CIDM shorts in the 170s and 180s. Nice job. Remember, there's not just one way. And excuse my typos. Some of you guys are hitting me up for typos like, what's you got CIDM short in? Come on. I got shorts. You got shorts. Okay? I'm typing as fast as I can. I'm trying to give real-time commentary. There's going to be typos. It's never going to change. Deal with it. And so then at 10:05 a.m., I'm saying don't be chasing OPTT. This morning spike of $2 a share is already best case scenario. On this one, I was a little wrong. And you'll find that sometimes. I'm going to be wrong sometimes. I'm not perfect. This was at 10:05 a.m., so the stock was like right here. It was in the 650s. But I still say do not chase these kinds of stocks. This is too much. But then let me just say this. So then at 10:10, I say now KURA popping. Too fast for me. I tried buying at 550. Same pattern as SPU, OPTT, Q. So I missed KURA at first again. That was right into this spike. I tried buying it right here at 550. It went all the way up to 590. And I was like, I'm not going to chase it. You know, you have to keep things in perspective. Yesterday's high was 565, so ish, 560, 565. So when it goes to like 570, 580, yes, it's probably a breakout, but at the same time, it's up from 5. So what if, you know, it just double tops? Remember, double topping is not an exact science either. So I didn't want to chase it. That said, and I said that right at 10:10 a.m. This is the beauty of everything being bookmarked and time-stamped. This was right here. The stock was at like 588, and I was trying to buy it at 550, just like 2 minutes later, 2 minutes earlier. So I missed this trade. I was like, oh my God, another one I missed. That's just my day. I wasn't really that frustrated. It was not the end of the world. It just, it kind of sucks when you miss a trade. Even if you're used to missing trades, I'm not saying that I have to now change my strategy, but it's kind of disappointing. I'm not going to lie. But then it came down from 590s, and guess where it bottomed? 562. Remember, yesterday's low, or yesterday's high, was 563. It bottomed right at yesterday's resistance. Former resistance now becomes support. Technical analysis 101. So I was dip buying it here in the 560s. And then the question became, could it break this 590 level? Very nice. And the answer was yes. It actually went all the way to 650. So nearly $1 a share of upside from my buy in about 15 minutes. It's still at 6. I was selling in the low 6s. And that's exactly what I said in my commentary. And I said this, gotta be extra fast today. It seems I missed multiple auctions. Again, this was another typo. I've missed multiple, what was I trying to say? What would auto type change into auctions? Multiple spikers, multiple supernovas, multiple plays. I really have never seen auctions before. That's a first. But then like 10 minutes later, it was bingo on KURA. It was a nice, nice spike. And this was actually slower than most of the other spikes. SPU, the big spike, was here in like 3 minutes. OPTT, I guess, well, one of the spikes was in like 3 minutes. Most of them, this was the main short selling spike. The shorts are getting squeezed here. And that's why it spikes the most. KURA, now it's under 6. I took the meat of the move. I didn't catch the bottom of 520. I didn't catch the top of 650. So you had roughly $1.20 of upside from bottom to top. But I made my, 60 cents a share roughly. I took half my profits, took half of the move. So I'm pretty happy with that. Let me see. There was my trade. And I said, I dip bought this morning spiker off its 590 high, same pattern as OPTT, SPU, holding just above yesterday's highs. I'd love to sell in the low 6s. And that's exactly what I got, the low 6s. So that was a damn good trade. It's coming down a bit, but I'm only in this stuff for the morning spikes. That's it. Today was insane with KURA, OPTT, SPU, MGT. I even saw ZAIS spiked now a few times. I probably should be watching this instead of making this video lesson. And CIDM. So half a dozen plays where you can buy the morning spike if you're quick. And if you miss it, again, it's not the end of the world. Do not chase. But the key to buying these, A, being in my chat room, because again, we have the largest chat room. If you're not in it, you are truly missing out. But secondly, you have to study these patterns. You have to understand why these stocks are spiking. You have to understand, when not to chase, how to try and get in, how to take the meat of the move, how to position yourself. And that's penny stocking, It is working so freaking well right now. The same patterns that I taught in DVDs made, some of my DVDs were made nearly a decade ago. And it's the same fucking patterns to a T. I'm sorry for swearing, but I have to, emphasize this. Nothing has changed. I feel like I'm taking crazy pills. I've been screaming at the top of my lungs for nearly a decade now. And only, a few hundred people are really getting it. I have a few millionaire students. I have a few dozen people who are making 6 figures a year. But hopefully, now that you see me trading with a small account, you can really understand, okay, making 500, making 1,000, making 2,000 a day, it adds up. And as you grow your account, you can take bigger positions. So that's the game, guys. What a freaking day. I'm so pumped. Um, you know, I'm sorry about the tragic events in the world right now. I think terrorism and violence, they're just disgusting. But right now, I'm focused on education and profits. So get in the chat room and, you know, be prepared every single day. Because if you're not, you're just missing opportunity. And definitely try to come to my conference in Orlando in a few months. It's going to be awesome. Thank you.